I'm getting a sense that you are the type of person who places great value on being liked and admired. At times you can be prone to doubting whether or not you've made the right choices in your life. You can be excessively critical of yourself. You aren't a perfect person, but for the most part you feel you've made up for your weaknesses. You're an independent thinker. To a certain degree, you need some change in your life. Too many restrictions make you feel uncomfortable. Sounds about right, doesn't it? But it isn't magic. But I guarantee that everybody watching this video now can pick out something about themselves from that statement. It's known as the fora, or the Barnum effect, or the why your auntie still believes in astrology effect. And it's just one of the simple tools that so-called psychic mediums use to make people like us believe that they can stare deep into our souls and contact our dead relatives. Obviously, all while accepting major credit cards. I'm the Creaky Blinder, and today we are looking at psychic mediums. But some of you will already know that.
I'm sensing something psychic. Ma'am, did you have a female relative who's passed on to the other side named,
Polly?
Polly! I said it first!
Hello everyone, I'm the Creaky Blinder. If it's your first time here, consider subscribing and turning on bell notifications for more content like this. But let's just get on with looking at psychic mediums, because according to this lady, there are 12 ways you can check if you are in fact a medium yourself. I'm becoming more of a large personally, but we'll see how it goes.
Now, when I say a medium, I'm referring to someone who brings through messages from spirit to give to loved ones who are still incarnate, alive on earth today. So you'd go and see a medium and they would bring through messages of love and comfort from loved ones passed over, friends and relatives, to the individual having the reading. And most of the time, great comfort and healing is gained from these sessions, because those having the reading really get validated and confirmed for them the continuance of life and that their loved ones are still around them all the time.
Or you could say that psychic mediums are preying on grieving people when they're feeling at their lowest and they are desperate to get the opportunity to speak with that relative that's passed away again.
So number one, as a child, you'd be very scared at bedtime or in the dark.
Absolute genius. You name me a child that isn't afraid of the dark.
But if you were scared due to spirits and you were afraid of ghosts, you may have been picking up subconsciously that there were other entities around.
Or, bear with me, you may just be a completely normal child that's fearful when they're left alone in a dark room, and spirits have got nothing to do with it, because they don't exist.
You may have been picking up on spirits, and because children are fearful of the unknown, it would produce fear, even if the spirits around were meaning no harm.
It's not spirits. Spirits have got nothing to do with it. Kids are just fearful, as you say, of the unknown and scared of the dark.
Number two is plain old seeing ghosts. Have you ever seen a ghost? Some people never have.
Whew, shocker. And there's a really good reason for that. Come here. It's because they don't exist.
I know, I've seen quite a number and very clearly with my own eyes. Now, some people just see ghosts. They have this ability switched on from a young age.
Yeah, and that ability is called a vivid imagination, and maybe one too many horror films.
Now, did you see ghosts as a child? Have you seen ghosts even as an adult?
Right, there's a guy called James Randi. He was a professional magician for years and years and years. Very, very famous guy if you follow magic. And he put out a challenge decades ago. and he's got the money to follow through with this, right? He's a very wealthy guy. He's offered $1 million for anybody that can prove a paranormal ability, whether it's the ability to read minds, talk to the dead, whatever it may be. And there have been dozens of people that have accepted the challenge. Guess how many have followed through? 0. None. Zilch. Nobody has ever followed through on the challenge. Nobody has ever collected the $1 million. So, to my mind, that says quite a lot about the type of person that claims to have these abilities. Now, I know there's a lot of things that we don't fully understand, we don't know, but as he said, he's not doubting the abilities, even though I do. He's not saying that these abilities don't exist. All he's saying is, prove it. And not one single person has ever proved it to him, even with there being $1 million on the line.
Number 3. Did you have an imaginary friend as a child? When you're a child, did you always talk about an imaginary friend? Now, you may have believed it was in your imagination, and others would have told you it was in your imagination. But if you think about it for a moment, was there some kind of life force there? Were you picking up on some entity that was trying to communicate with you? Think about it.
Right. People may have told you it was in your imagination. You may have thought it was in your imagination. And it's an imaginary friend. I would say it's entirely possible that it's just an imaginary friend from the vivid imagination of a child.
Number 4 is the urge to make contact. I know that throughout my life I've had the urge to make contact with spirit, and I didn't understand why other people didn't feel like they were there too.
Oh yeah, now I definitely agree with you. I always get the urge to make contact with my wife, my children, my parents, but I use things like WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, the good old-fashioned phone call, or text messages. Have spirits got WhatsApp? No.
Now, if you have the urge to make contact, it may be your calling. Your spirit guides might be nudging you to start doing this work, or subconsciously you just feel drawn to do it. You feel like messages should be brought through from the other side, in love and light, of course, to people still incarnate here. Because what it does do is it helps them realise the true nature of reality, the continuance of life, that death is a lie, and it removes all kinds of fear in your lifetime, especially the fear of death.
Hang on a second, did she just say what I think she said?
That death is a lie.
So, come again?
The death is a lie.
Death is a lie? I'm going to ring my granddad now and tell him. He'll be tamping.
The death is a lie.
Oh, he's going to be well happy. He died 20 years ago. But if it's a lie... No answer. He must still be dead.
Number 5, and you may not identify with everything on this list, but number 5 is that you watch psychic mediums on TV and you really identify with them.
That is the stupidest thing you've said so far. I watch Star Wars, but that doesn't mean I identify with Darth Vader.
Now, if you watch those programs or have watched those programs and think, wow, I can really relate to this, it may be another sign that you should become a medium.
It may be another sign that you should become a medium.
Right, now, I've done a bit of research before recording this video, and you can't become a medium because apparently it's a gift you're born with. So how can you become something that's meant to be a gift? It just further clarifies that you're talking out of your butthole.
Number 6 is you ask for help or ask for a question and help comes or the question is answered.
I can ask questions and get an answer. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
10 Thank you for this thoughtful question. Every woodchuck is different, each with their own hypothetical chucking capacity. Still, from my review of the literature, one would have to chuck at least their own body weight to be competitive.
Question answered.
Do you have that where you ask spirit for assistance? It may be your spirit guide, or it may be a loved one passed over. You communicate with them and the answer comes. It may come as a sense of knowing, that's claircognizance. It may come as a sense of clairvoyance, that's seeing in the mind's eye.
I was in school with a girl named Claire. I don't think her last name was Voyance or Cognizance though.
Number 7. You get the urge to tell people stuff and you don't know where this information came from.
Oh yeah, I get the urge to tell people stuff.
So number 7 is all about receiving, and because you're not a practiced medium yet, you're not sure where this information came from, yet you know it through and through. You get the urge to tell someone to be careful about something, or tell someone to take care of someone, or any kind of information like that.
No, I think that's just called being a caring human being. So what you were saying is that if my son comes to visit and he's leaving to drive home and I say, take care boy, you know, mind how you go, that's a psychic message rather than just me being a concerned dad. Okay.
Number 8 is you are perceiving your clairs. Now, I touched on the clairs a moment ago.
Claire Morgan, that's who it was. And I never touched her. Never. Not like, no.
So you're starting to become, for example, clairvoyant. You have images that pop into the mind, you're not sure where they came from, but they feel ever so subtly, slightly outside of your own thought process. It's a very subtle feeling. Or you're receiving clairaudience, so maybe as you're going to sleep at night you start to hear voices in your mind, and the voice is different to your inner monologue, different to the voice in your mind, the regular voice. And sometimes you hear shouting or conversations in your mind, and this is because you're in a relaxed state and it's quiet and you're open to receive.
Right, no, I'm not a doctor, but hearing voices, I don't think that's a sign that you're a psychic medium. I think it's a symptom of schizophrenia.
Number 9 is, you may not have realised it, but maybe a little bit, you have been blocking out contact. You shut the door on contact. Maybe once you received some information, maybe once you felt a presence, maybe once you saw a ghost or something like that and you shut the door on it.
Ah, but that wouldn't help, would it? Because if it's a ghost, it can just float through the door. I've seen Casper.
You shut your mental door on it.
Ah, right, mental door.
And you've blocked out communication. Now, some part of you feels like you've done this and that maybe one day you might want to open the door again, but you're not ready. Number 10 is knowing that you have mediumistic abilities, but you're just waiting for the right time until you're ready.
No, that's just stupid. Next.
Number 11 is that you've always had, or recently developed, a strong fascination with divination.
Divination? Wales isn't that bad. We're not all divs.
So you're really interested in tarot cards, scrying, crystal ball, rune stones, angel cards, things like that. You find them fascinating.
I don't find them fascinating at all, but you're right about one thing. The amount of rubbish you were talking is about to make me scry.
So you're fascinated with all these tools, you're drawn to them, because subconsciously you know that they're useful tools. And number 12, subconsciously you feel like spirits are trying to communicate now. Perhaps you're nearing the time when you're ready to start practicing as a psychic medium, and you start to sense that spirit are knocking on the door, or that your spirit guides are saying, okay, we're gathering around to help you with this now. The point has come in your life where you can start to make contact and bring through messages of comfort for others in this life. My next video following on from this one will be how to nurture your mediumistic ability, so watch out for that just in case you're ready.
Well, I don't know about you boys and girls, but I personally cannot wait for that video. and subconsciously you must now know that we are reaching the end of the video. But before you go, don't forget to check out these playlists here. Hit the subscribe button if you're new, turn on notifications. I've been the Creaky Blinder, and I will see you all on Friday for Flat Art Friday. Take care, guys. Bye.